Weighted reverse Kegels. This is a really amazing exercise for overcoming premature ejaculation and developing some serious sexual stamina. This is a practice that helps to rewire out of tension patterns in the pelvic floor during sexual stimulation, which is one of the main causes of premature ejaculation. You're going to want something weighted for a bit of resistance against the belly. My recommendation, the best thing would be a sandbag. 5 pounds is a good starting point. You can make your way up to as high as 10 pounds, but don't go much heavier than that. This is actually a mung bean filled iron palm strike bag that I use for my Kung Fu training. Couldn't find my sandbag today, but this works fine for it. It's okay if you don't have anything weighted. I'll show you how you can use your hands for resistance, but it's best to use an external object with about 5 pounds of resistance. So I'm gonna guide you through a 10-minute practice session of this exercise. That's a solid daily routine for it, and talk to you more about the benefits and how this practice works as we're doing it. So let's get on your back and we'll go through it. I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit subscribe to support the channel and get my free ejaculation control course through the link in the video description. Okay, I'm down on the ground. What you're going to do is lay on your back with your legs straight. I'm just, laying on the ground. Place your ideally sandbag, whatever object you may have, just beneath the navel, just beneath the belly button. You want to feel the center of the weight is just about 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches beneath the navel. And first, let me just show you the type of breathing we're going for. You're going to be breathing deep into your belly. So you want to actually lift the bag up and feel like you're slightly pressing it down towards your feet, using your belly and your breath. Okay, so just see what that looks like. This is not a six-pack abs exercise. This is a beer belly looking engagement we're doing, but don't worry about that. And if you're using your hands, just do this for 2 or 3 minutes with the hands pressed in, and then once you feel the engagement, you can let the hands go. I have my weight in position here. So we're gonna go through a few stages of this. The first stage, just take some deep breaths and think of lifting that object off of your lower belly, just breathing straight into that low belly. Hold the breath for a little bit at the top and just hold that engagement up, and then exhale in and out of the nose, ideally, and just feel that release back down towards the ground. You inhale up. So just breathing in and out right now. So as you continue to breathe, this is an exercise that I learned from Dr. Newman K, who was one of the GOATs, greatest of all time, of sexual Kung Fu. I learned a lot from him, and unfortunately he passed away last year. He left a wealth of knowledge, which unfortunately is no longer available on the internet, but I'll do my best to preserve some of his wisdom. And I found this exercise incredibly valuable once I understood it. Okay, now the next stage, at the top of your breath, inhale up, hold the breath, and just think of maintaining the maximum extension. It's like keep the object pressed away from the ground as you hold the breath in as long as you comfortably can. Really engaging the lower belly. You exhale, relax. If you want, you can exhale out the mouth. Once again, inhale, inflate. Keep that object lifted up. Exhale, relax. Keep doing this. So there's many different definitions of reverse Kegels. Some people define a reverse Kegel simply as a relaxing of the pelvic floor. And as a normal Kegel is a squeezing of the pelvic floor. To me, it makes more sense that a reverse Kegel would be the opposite. I guess in some ways the opposite of squeezing is relaxing, but I consider a reverse Kegel to be more of a pressing in the pelvic floor. And this exercise is going to train us to do this in a different way than people often do. And it's the way that I find most beneficial to do reverse Kegels personally. Okay, but we're not quite there yet. Now the next stage, I want you to, as you come to the top of the inhale, think of almost like you're trying to, as your belly's full, think of trying to move the belly as if you were trying to move the bag down towards the feet. So what you're actually gonna do is slightly engage the diaphragm, like this downward movement. And you're likely not actually gonna have your belly move down to the feet, but it's just a feeling of that lower belly, the lower part of the belly engaging. And you're actually gonna feel this all the way down towards your bladder, down towards the pelvic floor region. So just feel that. It's like you're really pushing with the lowest part of your belly that you can feel. As you breathe in, expand the bag, and then at the top of the inhale, hold it in. And think of engaging that lower part of the belly, trying to push the bag away from it. And you exhale when you need to. Do a couple more of those. Okay, now the next phase. Exact same thing. The only difference is at the top of we do the inhale, we fill up and we hold the breath, expanding the lower belly out. I want you to pulse now in and out. So it's like as you're holding the breath, you let the belly come back in by relaxing, then you pulse, push that object back out, relax, pulse. Just do this as many times as you comfortably can while holding the breath. And then when you need to, just exhale. You may need to take a recovery breath. Don't overstrain yourself. If you feel pain, strong discomfort, stop the practice. If you have a hernia or something like that, this practice is not suitable for you. So inhale, fill up. Hold the breath in, pulse the belly, relax it, push it out, relax it, push it out. So you're pulsing the bag in and out. Really feel that as low in the belly. Think of feeling it towards the pubic bone. And as you're doing this, pay attention to the pelvic floor. So, do a few more just to make sure you're getting the right engagement. And then feel what's happening in your pelvic floor when you do this. So now as you do it, notice if you feel a slight stretching or almost bulging out of your pelvic floor. So this practice helps to release tension from the pelvic floor. It also engages your vagus nerve. By the deep breathing, holding of the breath, and the pulsing of the lower belly, it stimulates the vagus nerve, helps to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is almost the complete exercise. Now, one more layer. You squeeze the glutes, actually going to lift your body. So see how I squeeze my glutes? It lifts my lower body up a little bit. That's the engagement you want. So now as you inhale, you squeeze the glutes and hold them throughout the breath, holding the pulsing. Might feel a little awkward at first, just do your best. And then you relax everything, the glutes and the belly. And if that feels too awkward, you may want to do a few practice sessions of this without the glute squeezing before you add it in. It's just up to you. So here we go. We inhale, we squeeze the glutes. We push the bag out rhythmically. Maintain the glute squeezing. And continue this process. We squeeze the glutes, we inhale. We push the belly out as much as we can, push the bag away from you, and just pulse it in and out. Relax, engage the belly. So premature ejaculation happens because the body has a dominant stress response in the nervous system and especially in the pelvic floor. So the sympathetic nervous system is taking over, often from abusing porn, hurried masturbation, too much edging, just riding the edge of ejaculation, and squeezing the pelvic floor during masturbation or sex, which creates a pattern of a tension response in the body. And this is the same pathway that creates a buildup towards ejaculation. So what we're doing with this exercise is we're creating a different engagement which actually starts to override that sympathetic nervous system response. And basically, when you can do this type of engagement during sexual stimulation, it will actually override your ejaculation response. And it's going to be a bit awkward at first. So basically, you can implement the engagement that's happening in the lower belly. You can do it rhythmically, or you can just hold it. And it is a training tool to override that tension response. You'll find that you can retrain yourself out of involuntary squeezing of the pelvic floor by using this exercise. And you want to practice it consistently. It may take you a week or so to see any results from it, but 10 minutes a day, even 5 minutes a day, is going to have some tremendous benefits. You could do it longer if you want, but I think 10 minutes is a solid time to do this. This also creates a lot of circulation into the lower region of the body, the abdomen, the pelvic floor, the genitals. So it's great for your sexual vitality. This will actually boost your erection power, your virility. And so we use the weight because it gives a bit of resistance to develop this core strength. So you can hold. This will actually help if you're doing the more normal type of reverse Kegel where you're just pressing out the pelvic floor by engaging the core a little bit. This will strengthen your ability to do those as well. This also helps to free up the diaphragm. So basically it breaks up a lot of tension patterns from the whole abdominal and pelvic region. Very effective exercise. Okay, let's do one more. Okay. Something I should have mentioned is you don't want to feel a lot of pressure in your head. You don't want to feel like you're pressing into your head. Most of the work is happening in the lower abdomen, and a little bit of the diaphragm pressing down as well. But you don't want to feel like you're really squeezing up here. Okay, you've learned the exercise. You've gone through a training session with it. My recommendation again is that you do this every day. 5 to 10 minutes a day is a solid amount of time. You can also do this in other positions. Once you spend a week or two doing it with the bag, it'll help you kind of build this quality of engagement in your mind-body connection, and you can start to do it in other positions as well. Like if I'm just sitting around, I will often do this practice just to get the benefits of it and wire this pattern into my system. It's also a great exercise to do before sex, before sexual activity, to free up the pelvic floor and get out of those tension pattern responses. So male sexual mastery requires not relying on tricks or mental distractions. It requires a complete rewiring of your mind, body, and genital connections so that your body becomes a container for unlimited amounts of sexual pleasure, even experiencing non-ejaculatory orgasms. And when you rewire out of a stress-based response into a relaxation-based response, then you literally have no end to how long you can have sex for without ejaculating if you choose to. And if you're interested in joining a complete training system that takes you all the way through this process from start to finish, literally guided through every part of the journey, you don't have to think about anything yourself, just do the exercises. Check out my Multi-Orgasmic Man course. It will be opening for registration soon. You can find more information for that in the link in the video description below. Please give this video a like to support the channel, and I'm curious to hear what this exercise does for you. If you've integrated it and worked with it for a little bit, please let me know what benefits or what changes you've seen from this. Have a great day, my friends.